Welcome everyone. On behalf of the Town of Darien's Monuments and Ceremonies Commission and the veterans of foreign wars post 6933, we thank you for taking time out of your busy day to assist us in retiring our worn-out flags and raising our new flag. I now call upon VFW Post Commander Lenny Hunter to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Lenny. I'd like to welcome our first Selectman, Monica McNally. I saw Selectman Sarah Newman somewhere. There she is. And former First Selectman, Jamie Stevenson. And we would like to welcome Captain Jeremy Marin and the two officers whose name I don't remember. Thank you for being here. I'd also like to thank the representatives from the Good Wives River chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you for coming. So today is our flag's 245th birthday. And at the inception of the American Revolution, there was no flag. Each colony had its own flag. We've all seen them: Don't Tread on Me, the snake, the pine tree, the liberty tree, the Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death flags. And you can imagine in battle the confusion seeing 13 different insignias. So at that time, the British flag being used was simply a red flag that had the Union Jack in the upper canton or corner of the flag, but the field of the flag itself was pure red. So the Continental Congress, of course, purloined as many of the British flags as they could, and they simply commissioned people, mostly women I'm sure, probably all women, to sew white stripes on the red field. But they still had that British Union Jack in the upper corner. So you can imagine in the fog of battle how confusing that must have been. It wasn't until 1777 the Maritime Commission said, we need to be able to tell when we're looking through a telescope from a mile away if that's a friend or a foe. So it wasn't until 1777 that the first Stars and Stripes flag was actually commissioned. The problem was that resolution gave no consideration for how the flag should be managed going forward. So over the ensuing years after we got our independence, every time there was a new state added to the Union, a new star got plucked into the field and a new stripe got added onto the flag. So by 1818, we had 20 states and the flag had 20 stripes. And they couldn't make it look good no matter what they did. So it wasn't until 1818 that they actually formalized the flag shall have 13 stripes and 1 star for each state. It wasn't until June 14, 1877, 100 years after the Maritime Commission commissioned the first national flag, that the first Flag Day was observed. And the only observance was all federal, state buildings raised the flag. Putting the flag up was something that was not done before the Civil War. After the Civil War was the first time people got interested in raising the flag. The first annual recognition of the flag's birthday happened 8 years later when Bernard Segrand, a teacher in Wisconsin, had his class observe Flag Day, the 108th birthday of the flag. Segrand is now known as the father of Flag Day, and he continued to advocate publicly for the observance of Flag Day for the next several years. Several years later, another teacher, George Balch led to the formal observance of Flag Day by the New York State Board of Education. Over the following years, 36 states adopted Flag Day as a state holiday. It wasn't until 1916 that the President of the United States issued an official proclamation. And as we now know, the 13 stripes, alternating red and white, represent the original 13 colonies. 7 stripes, red, 6 white, remind us of our founding year, 76. Now, I ask our first selected Monica McNally to read this year's presidential Flag Day proclamation.
On June 15, 1777, the Continental Congress passed a resolution adopting a flag for our new nation, the United States of America. The resolution specified 13 alternating red and white stripes with 13 stars on a blue field. The stars represented the colonies that declared independence, and in the years since, they have grown into 50 United States, which comprise our great country today. For centuries, mariners looked to the stars to guide them across the seas, just as Americans and people across the globe look to our flag as a guiding symbol of freedom, spontaneous opportunity, and hope. On Flag Day and during National Flag Week, we celebrate the journey of progress represented in our banner and pay tribute to the inspiration it gives Americans at home and abroad. Our flag belongs to all Americans, and its red, white, and blue colors are woven into a rich tapestry of different cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs, which connect us and honor our history. Old Glory has flown around the world in times of war and in peace. It has traveled to the moon and to Mars. It has sailed on ships and flown on planes. It waves high above the White House, courthouses, post offices, schools, and homes across the nation, and also above our embassies and military bases overseas, an enduring beacon of democracy. From the Revolutionary War to the modern age, American service members have fought bravely under the symbol of the flag, and those who have gave the last full measure of devotion are wrapped in its broad stripes and bright stars as they are laid to rest. We honor those who serve our country in uniform and pay homage to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Every day, the American flag instills pride, reminding us of the ideals upon which our nation was founded and the values for which we stand. As we pledge our allegiance to the Star-Spangled Banner and the legacy it holds in our history, let us continue the work of perfecting our union so that together we can deliver the promise of America for all Americans. To commemorate the adoption of our flag, Congress designated June 14th as Flag Day and requested the President issue an annual proclamation calling for its observance and for the display of the United States flag on all federal government buildings. The Congress also requested the President issue annually a proclamation designating the week in which June 14th occurs as National Flag Week, and calling upon all citizens of the United States of America to display the flag during that week. Now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2022 as Flag Day and the week starting June 12, 2022 as National Flag Week. I direct the appropriate officials to display the flag on all federal government buildings during this week, and I urge all Americans to observe Flag Day and National Flag Week by displaying the flag and honoring all of our brave service members and revering those who gave their last full measure of devotion defending our freedoms. I encourage the people of the United States to observe with pride in all due ceremony those days from Flag Day through Independence Day set aside by Congress as a time to honor the American spirit, to celebrate our history and the foundational values we strive to uphold, and to publicly recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 10th day of June in the year of our Lord 2022, and and the independence of the United States of America, the 246th. Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
Thank you, Monica. I now call upon anyone who has a flag that is to be retired. We have a box to collect flags over here. So if you've not put your old flags in there yet, now is the time.
Where is it, Derek?
It's not there? I didn't bring it. You know what? In my bag. Thank you. I now call upon the Veterans of Foreign Wars Color Guard to retire our old flag and raise our new flag.
Right.
Bring it up. You know the drill. Now, as the color guard is about to fold the flag, I will call upon all those who are readers to please line up right here. And each time the color guard does one fold in the flag, starting with reader number 1, each of you is to read your line as they fold in order.
I am your flag. I was born on June 14, 1777.
I am more than just the cloth shaped into design. I am the refuge of the world's oppressed people.
Oh, hold on, because they have to move it back.
I am the silent sentinel of freedom. I am the emblem of the greatest nation on earth.
Who's next?
I am the inspiration for which American patriots gave their lives and fortunes.
I have led your sons and daughters into battle from Valley Forge to the bloody mountains of Afghanistan.
I walk in silence with each of you honored dead to their final resting place beneath the silent white cross of the Lord. I have flown through peace and war, strife and prosperity, and amidst it all I have been respected.
My red stripes symbolize the blood spilled by the defense of our wonderful nation. My white stripes signify the burning tears shed by Americans who lost their sons and daughters.
My blue field is indicative of God's heaven under which I fly. My stars cluster together, unifying 50 states as one, for God and country.
Old Glory is my nickname. I proudly wave on high.
Honor me, respect me, defend me with your lives and your fortune. Never let my enemies turn me down from my lofty position. That's my
fires of patriotism, strive earnestly with the spirit of democracy.
And now we raise the new flag for a new year. Before we go, I'm going to read a poem entitled I Am Your Flag. The author is unknown. I am your flag. I am not a pennant, but a purpose. Not a standard, but a symbol. Not a banner, but a belief. I was conceived in justice, fostered by the love of liberty, and nourished by the desire for freedom. I am not a flag, but your flag. My fate is in your hands. I can rise equal to your highest hopes. I am indicative of your ideals and symbols of your sacrifices in the preservation of liberty, freedom, and justice. I am not a substance, but a shadow. The heroic spirit of all the great Americans, of Washington and Wayne, of Jefferson and Jones, of Calhoun and Carver. I flew as proudly at Charleston as at Concord, at San Antonio as at San Juan Hill, at Iwo Jima as at Independence Hall. I am a composite of a nation's ideals and a denotation of its desires. I am Old Glory, the Star-Spangled Banner, red, white, and blue. I am what you believe me to be, and am nothing more. Love and respect me, then freedom, liberty, and justice will live. Neglect me, and we perish together. I am your flag. My fate is in your hands. And with that, I would again like to thank our VFW Honor Guard. And that concludes our ceremony today. Thank you all for